Hi, my name is Gina Gillen and I want to welcome you to Coffee Talk by CertiProf. This is a space to share and discuss educational topics with guests who have a passion for teaching and an interest in learning. In this episode, we're going to talk about Lean Six Sigma, how it works, its benefits, and what does the different color mean. Today, we have the pleasure of talking to Moutaz Zrein. He's a professional engineer, project management consultant, and Lean Six Sigma expert. Last year, he taught 100 Lean Six Sigma and PMP courses. Hi, Moutaz. Welcome to Coffee Talk by CertiProf.
Hi, Gina. Thank you for hosting me.
Yeah. Of course. Moutaz, can you start by giving us a brief introduction about yourself?
Sure. As you mentioned, my name is Moutaz Zrein. I am an engineer, indeed, electrical engineer by education as well as experience for many years. And back in 2008, I sort of discovered my passion and my interests to switch to project management because I thought that project management at that time was a very important element in the whole thing that we do when we do projects, so it's a critical element for project success. And Lean Six Sigma as a quality, continuous improvement methodology. And it has been very interesting to get into this subject. Over the last 3 years, I've been mainly training people around the world, mainly US and Canada, to prepare people to take the exam, the PMP exam, that's PMP certification exam, as well as the Lean Six Sigma certification exam. These exams tend to be challenging and 4 hours, and the time goes quickly, many questions. And so we really have to prepare for these exams. And once we're certified, we look better in the eyes of employers and we find our way quickly through the market. Yeah. So for the last 3 years, I've done about 100 different courses online, mainly online because of COVID. We're all stuck at home now.
Yes.
It's been like a busy time from home. And what to say, most of the clients were US based, Canada based, some in Europe as well, and some in South America. I got from Colombia, indeed, I got some candidates who took my training from Colombia, from Brazil. But honestly, I enjoy it a lot. And when I train people, these are working professionals, managers. We sort of form teams together. We become like a team and we learn from each other. We share experience and we sort of shed the light on how they should do their work in a better way. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, so Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma is really a methodology, which means that it's a method to solve problems. So we have to follow the methodology phases, if you like, or steps. It's called the DMAIC cycle. D for define, M for measure, A for analyze the data, and then improve, and then control. So we have phases that we go through. First thing, we define what the problem is in the business. So you can say Lean Six Sigma is a business improvement methodology or continuous improvement. Sometimes they call it like this, or quality improvement. It's the same thing, really. Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for giving us a brief introduction about yourself and Lean Six Sigma. So why could someone or a organization choose Lean Six Sigma?
Because Lean Six Sigma has been proven many times before. Companies have realized big benefits in terms of operating cost savings. For example, Honeywell, which is a very well-known international company, General Electric, they saved billions of dollars, like $2.7 billion over 2 years period when they adopted Lean Six Sigma as a business improvement or quality improvement methodology. So basically, when we run a business, we can be doing a good job, we can be pleasing our customers, fine, but what is our operating cost? Is it high or low? If the operating cost is high, or what we call the cost of quality, COQ, is high, it means we're making less and less net profits. So we won't be able to pay good, healthy dividends to our shareholders. So we need to lower that cost by seeing where is the waste in the process. So we do like process mapping. That's the lean side of the methodology. It uses process maps, value stream mapping, and SIPOC maps, which highlights the waste in the process. So once you know where is the waste, and waste has different forms. It's not only wasting raw material. If you're a manufacturer making some kind of product that uses raw material, you can be wasting raw material, yes, but you can be also wasting time, wasting transportation, over processing. There are different kinds of wastes that we go after and we try to eliminate completely. If we can eliminate them, that'll be fantastic. If we can't, we can minimize them at least, so that your process becomes more efficient. It utilizes less and less resources. You accomplish the same thing with less money. Who doesn't say yes to this? All business people out there, who say no to doing more with less money?
Exactly.
Right?
And something that you mentioned, which I thought it was very interesting, which is what you want to do at the end of the day is develop more efficient processes, because it drives higher bottom line waste. Develop more efficient process flows drives to higher bottom line waste.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it is better to switch from defect detection to prevention, to reduce what you mentioned, cost, and remove the waste. So you just mentioned something about waste, and every time that I hear people talk about Lean Six Sigma, I hear them talking about waste, which that you just mentioned. So some waste could be transportation or inventory. I know there are, I think, 8 types of waste. Can you give us a brief description of them?
Exactly. So there are 8 types, as you mentioned. Waste, the way to remember this, we use an acronym. It's called Tim Wood, a name of a guy, Tim Wood, WOOD. So this acronym has Tim, 3 and 4. There are 7 letters there. And initially, because Lean came out from Toyota, they had 7 elements of waste. And then later on, it has been upgraded to 8, which is really underutilizing resources, under skill, that's number 8. So T could be, you can say transportation of goods. That's one kind of waste. I is inventory. Inventory means like if you produce more than what the demand is. So the lean system works to balance supply with demand. You don't produce things and store them away in a warehouse, because lean sees that as waste. When you have, let's say, 100 laptops sitting in a warehouse, what is the guarantee that you can sell them at the price that you want? Later on, market dynamics can change anytime. There is a high risk. So that's why we work to order, work to order, like make to order. We make things based on a purchase order, which is provided by the customer. A purchase order is really what established the pull on the system. And inventory, so it's waste. So we want to minimize it, okay? And
where does the just-in-time manner fit in that inventory?
Sorry?
Where does the just-in-time manner fit on the inventory?
Well, the inventory can be actually after you produce it, or it can be within the process. So we call it the WIP, WIP is work in progress. How much WIP do we have inside the process? We want to minimize that. So that's as far as timing is concerned. While you're making the product, you don't want to form queues and bottlenecks in the process. The lean system doesn't like to see accumulations like waiting and bottlenecks in any part of the process. So we want to establish what we call one-piece flow. One-piece flow is like one piece goes into the system and then gets processed, worked on, and then comes out as a finished product. So this is the ultimate goal of lean. But again, we have some challenges that we have to learn and adjust and as we work on the process itself. Now, M stands for motion, so TIM, M for motion. Motion usually has to do with people motion. We minimize that. People walking around inside the factory to do something small, like we have to walk for 10 minutes and then come back 10 minutes, that's a waste of time, you know. And not only walking, but also even if you are using like a forklift or any machine, that's still like motion. Transportation is for parts, raw material has to be transported. We minimize that. That's why you find that this Lean Six Sigma was initially applied at Toyota. So if we have a Toyota factory in one location, you will find that around this factory, there will be other factories that make the parts for Toyota. So they establish their own production systems geographically close, so they don't have to transport parts to the main factory. So they're very close by. And that minimizes the transportation aspect, you know. W is for waiting, having to wait for something to arrive, like a part, missing part or something. So the employee now finds that he or she, they cannot do their work because they have to wait for something to get. That's completely waste. So the lean management system, with the aid of software, it does not really make things like this happen. And as you need something, it is there for you to use it when you need it, right? It's made ready for you to use. So that takes care of the W. O, over processing. Over processing meaning like, you know, in the older days, companies used to have signatures like engineer sign, manager, yep, project manager.
Everyone had to sign.
And this, believe it or not, it still exists in some parts of the world. But here in the advanced technology world, like North America, we don't have that. We have to empower the employees. We have to empower the employees to do their job and be responsible and take action without having to go back to the manager. As much as we can do it, the better it is. And the other O is for overproduction, overprocessing, and then there is overproduction, which means like making more than what you're being asked to, basically. That's overproducing. That's some kind of waste, form of waste also. And so we make things to order. We try to anyway. And D, the last letter in TIMWOOD, it stands for defects. Defects, we want to minimize defects. Imagine you make, let's say, Dell computers or Apple. Apple is very good in Lean Six Sigma, by the way. Imagine that they ship out laptops with defects to the customers. And what's the customer going to do? They're going to put it back in the box and they ship it back to Apple. Thank God we live in a country where consumers are protected, right? There's consumer protection. Even if you paid the money, you have like a certain time frame where you can say, exactly, well, I don't like it. I want my money back. So that's the law in North America. And we want to minimize defects. How? By Six Sigma. So Six Sigma makes my process effective. Each time my process produces, let's say, a laptop or an iPhone, whatever, then it's defect-free. That's effectiveness. coming from Six Sigma side. And Lean provides me with an efficient process that makes less and less use of resources to accomplish the same thing. So I got both efficiency and effectiveness combined together. And the skill number 8 has been upgraded, is underutilizing skill. So at Toyota, which I say Toyota because they are the pioneers and they are the inventors of Lean actually, they don't hire a person who has, let's say, a PhD and give them a task to do data entry, because we don't need a PhD for data entry. You can do this with even high school student. They can do data entry, right? So that is considered to be waste of resources, wasteful resources. So that's the good thing about it is that Lean Six Sigma is in big demand now. And I can tell from the people who took the training. And pharmaceuticals like Bayer, Roche, Pfizer, Moderna, I had people from those companies in a few months ago. These are people who already work in this area and they want to get certified now. So my training provides them with skills and techniques to really overcome the exam. It's a difficult exam, so it's not like something we need to be well prepared and to get certified, Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is really good because every time that you think about waste, the first thing that comes to your mind is garbage. But I love that, like the way how Lean Six Sigma has explained it, that sometimes waste could be, like you mentioned, mini transportation. If a route takes you longer, then you have to pick another one, so it's shorter. The motion, the waiting of the customers, the employees that are overachievers or that their skills allow them to do something different and they're doing like tasks that any other person or a entry-level person could do. So I really like that they just think about everything, all the ways that could be happen in all the different processes. So how can Lean Six Sigma act as a measure of process performance?
Well, definitely Lean Six Sigma, if we implement it properly, it has a way to measure process performance. That's done in the measure phase. And measuring process performance will tell you how is your process performing as far as meeting customer specifications, meeting what the customer wants, basically. So it starts with the customer. Everything starts with the customer. And the customers, they have some needs and wants from us, from our company, right? So we want to deliver those needs and wants appropriately so that the customer be happy and come back do business with us. So that's like an example. Companies like Amazon, Uber, even Uber, you mentioned, selecting the fastest route. Well, that's what it is. It's like, why go on the long way to deliver something if you can go the shortcut? So all of these softwares have implemented routines inside them, like Lean Six Sigma. And we don't see that as a customer. I don't see it. But what I want good service on time, and I want reliable service. That's what Amazon is offering now to people. They ship on time. They ship properly. They don't bring something to you like a broken package or. So that's what we want. And it's a data-driven methodology. So there is data being collected all the time. And the data is about process performance, basically. Every time Amazon delivers something, they have the handheld device. They can click the time when it was delivered.
They take a picture and they also take a picture. And like when you go and check on your orders to say where they are, and when it says delivered, then you can see, and it's like in front of your house.
Absolutely.
And they also have now, like, if you want to check on the status and if it's nearby, you can see how many stops before it gets delivered to your house.
Absolutely. You have tracking options. It's becoming really so intuitive. It's all because of making use of data. Like Lean Six Sigma is a data-driven methodology also. So it used to be applied mainly in manufacturing, production, like making cars or any kind of products, but now it is really has spread out to service industry. Even in restaurants, what do you call franchise, all these names that we know, like McDonald's or coffee shops, they hire a lean consultant to draw the process maps for them and choose the best. Even pizza delivery, like Pizza Hut, hotel reservation, Holiday Inn, you can call a 1-800 number to reserve a Holiday Inn room, but they can do it anywhere in the world for you. So you just call one number, say, I'm in Florida or I'm in Ottawa here. I want a room in Brazil. They will do it for you. Why? Because of Lean Six Sigma. They have centralized booking and reservation, and they apply Lean Six Sigma in their call centers, to improve the performance of their call centers, tech support, sales. So that's the world we're living in today. We need to deliver according to our promises. Otherwise, we will lose, right?
Yeah. So you just mentioned some of the benefits, but can you give us another examples of some of the benefits of Lean Six Sigma?
Well, the main benefit is that it makes the problem that we are facing in our business, it makes it go away. So by discovering the root cause of the problem, not the symptom, sometimes we work on the outside, we try to treat the symptom. But Lean Six Sigma gives us the power to get to the root cause of the problem and eliminate that, so the problem goes away. Whether it's like we're having too many deliveries late, customers are complaining. Maybe my customer is complaining about my product, it is not according to specifications, dimensions, or any kind of specifications can be, So all these complaints, if we don't take them seriously, how are we going to survive in business nowadays? So we can't do that. So we measure the voice of the customer. We listen to the customer, say what the customer wants, and try to fix our process to deliver what the customer wants. So that's done by Lean Six Sigma, as well as the main benefit, really, in my opinion, it's really cutting down the cost, your operating cost. And you will be surprised how much when you produce defects. Let's say we are a factory making laptops. I use laptops as an example. Let's say we produce laptops with defects. So luckily, or not luckily, but happily, we catch these defects inside the factory before the laptops leave to customers. But then we have to rework what we produced, a hidden factory inside our factory. The hidden factory is there to do the rework on the defects, to fix the defects. So that's money, that's employee hourly rates. So if we manage to get rid of the hidden factory, then we cut down the cost of these hourly rates that we're paying for employees to fix the defects. You see, that's one major benefits as well as really gaining market share, customer satisfaction. All of that will improve along with Lean Six Sigma. Employees are more happy. Lean Six Sigma doesn't only consider the customer, but it considers the employees working inside. Our employees have to be happy too. Sometimes it's not fair to ask an employee to work overtime all the time because they will be demoralized, right?
Yeah.
So if we ask an employee to work overtime, it has to be agreed upon beforehand, and the person has to agree, and they have to be paid 1.5 rate, right? So if the employee work all day, they cannot finish the work they're doing, and the next day they work all day, they're always behind, they sort of like start to complain, believe. And if we don't listen to them, they just pack up and leave. I got another job.
Yeah, I
Thank
know.
you very much.
But I like all of the benefits that you mentioned, the increase in profits, the standardized and simplified processes, the reduce of the errors, the employment development, and then lastly, the value to the customer. I love that if you implement all of the steps, you reduce all of the waste, and at the end of the day, you have a happy customer, and happy customer brings you a lot of success.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what are the Lean Six Sigma belt colors? Every time that I talk about Lean Six Sigma, we have different colors, but can you briefly describe them?
It sounds like martial arts, but it's not Taekwondo or karate, but because this originated from Japan, and the second reason, it's because it is a structured team. Lean Six Sigma requires us to have a team in place, which is well structured. These positions are well defined. So we have like sponsor for the project first. We have a champion. We have a process owner. We have now master black belt, green belt, and yellow belt. So what do these colors mean? Basically, it's just a level like you do in Taekwondo, level of seniority and capabilities. The entry level is really the yellow belt. It does mean that the person has awareness about Lean Six Sigma. They have high level of awareness, and they have taken some training, and they can actually look for problems that can be resolved using Lean Six Sigma. So you get the green belt is more like a person who does the data analysis, data collection, data analysis, making the data analysis ready for. The black belt is more of a senior level, which work closely with the master black belt. There is a lot of coaching and teaching happens within the team members. So the master black belt coaches black belts. Usually a big organization has, let's say, one master black belt, maybe several black belts, several green belts, and yellow belts. So there's a lot of coaching to be done by the master black belt. Likewise, the black belt coaches the green belts. Coaching, mentoring, and the black belt position would be more of a statistically oriented, because when you analyze data, you have to use what we call statistical tests. And which tests do we use? It gives me like a certain result. Why do we use tests? Statistics. Like, why do we use it to start with? Because it allows us to take decisions under uncertainty. It's always difficult, like if you want to decide on something and there is a level of uncertainty in the outcome, and to overcome that, we collect the data and then we analyze it by using a certain statistical test that works well with the data. And the test will tell me whether to go ahead, do it or not. It's a lot of statistics. So the black belts have more seniority. They have actually done several projects to be considered to a black belt position. They have to have to show that they have worked on projects before. But as far as the certification, I use IASSC, International Association of Six Sigma Certifications. It's called Isaac. And Isaac says, okay, you want to be black belt certified, you can go ahead and take the exam. It doesn't matter like what is your background, what is your history, what did you do before. But ASQ requires you to have worked on certain projects before. So that's the only difference really. But they're both equivalent on the market. They're both valuable and respected by employers, Isaac and the ASQ, American Society of Quality. And definitely you can get certified like in different places, like CertiProf. you're also providing certifications. And that's the ultimate goal, really, is to build credibility. And at a certain time, you will have many people certified through CertiProf as well.
Thank you so much. So let me ask you something. When you talk about the belts, is it only talking about the roles of the person in the project, or could you also say that a project is a black belt project because, I don't know, is at the level of the organization, or is a green belt project because it only confines to a single phase project?
Usually the colors describe the person, not the company.
No, I'm sorry, not the project.
Yeah, the project. Yeah, even the project, we can say that a project is like a small organization, if you like. But the team members are having the belts. It's the team members. The project, we call it continuous improvement project. And according to the body of knowledge of Lean Six Sigma that has been defined, years ago, we need to have those people positions working on the project. Now, master black belt, and green belt, and yellow belt. So these are like 4 standard positions that should be there. Now, depending on the size of the project, scaling, it can be a small, tiny project. Do we really need all of them? I would say no. Like, I can be black belt and green belt at the same time.
I was just going to ask you that, are they people that could have all the different belts at the same time?
Yeah, sure. I can be doing everything. And I tell my trainees, take a project, take a problem that you have at work that you want to improve, and try to apply what I'm teaching you over 4 days. And you will see that, hey, your manager now will look up to you and say, well, you brought something new to the company. Thank you very much. So that's what you get, takeaways. I mean, I'm not a teacher in school. I have 25 years of industrial experience behind me. I know very well what it takes to improve something. So many of the trainees came back to me and said, "Oh, I took this project. Would you look at it, please? Tell me, give me some light." I say, well, you don't have to start running. Learn how to walk first. And then you run. And then you go join the marathon, right? Take it step by step, Yeah.
Exactly. So based on your experience, what's the number one advice you will give to our community of lifelong learners who are passionate about Lean Six Sigma and they want to get certified on Lean Six Sigma?
I tell you, Lean Six Sigma, when it first came out, if you go back to the 80s, it was booming. And many companies benefited from it. And people don't see this on the market. Until now, we see now it is coming back to be booming again because of new technologies that came out, like mobile apps, which we really are incorporated into our processes, like Wi-Fi, faster internet. 5G now will have a lot of impact on our process too. So all the new technologies are impacting our business processes. Look at the banking, for example. The whole concept changed. Now we do banking online. We hardly go to the bank anymore, right? So the same thing is going to happen for training. Many companies are going to transform online because of COVID. Look at COVID now, what it did to us. We are all working from home. So the number one advice, get into learning this methodology. Whatever way you like, grab a book, take a course, learn it. I advise take a course. I'm not trying to sell you my course, but learn it because it's the future. That's it. For the next 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to be in big demand with a focus on data analysis. Lean Six Sigma, the Six Sigma part, really is where the data is used. But this is also called data science, or called data analytics, if you like to call it data analytics. They're all meaning the same thing. And how to handle data, this is going to be the future. Yeah.
I completely agree with you. Moutaz, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience with the lifelong learners.
Thank you very much, Gina. I'm very happy to be hosted by your company, and hopefully anything you need, let me know. I'm on LinkedIn. You can drop me a message there, or
yes, I was going to ask you that. Where can we find you if we want to know more about yourself?
LinkedIn, Moutaz, Moutaz, Zrein, Zrein. You can connect with me. I have a network already, mainly on Lean Six Sigma and PMP. That's what I do, both.
Thank you so much, Moutaz, for your experience and for your help. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too, Gina.
Bye-bye.
Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
We thank those who choose to be here, and we hope this space has been an inspiration to promote the professional growth of our community. If you want to know more about our Lean Six Sigma certificate, visit us at CertiProf.com. You can also follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as CertiProf. Let us know in the comments below what other topics you would like us to discuss. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to know about our upcoming episodes. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.